Noah here with Extreme Terrain. Let's check out the Bedrug Classic Bed Liner fitting the 2020 and newer Jeep Gladiator JT. If you want the inside of your bed to be a little bit more gentle to your cargo, then something like this Bedrug liner would do the trick. So you use your bed to keep things safe and protected, but sometimes you need something to really be protected, and the surface of the inside of the bed, whether it's bed liner, a plastic liner, or just bare metal, can damage whatever precious cargo you're carrying. Now, delicate things need a delicate touch, so in those situations, something like this Bedrug bed liner can be the saving grace that you need. It's soft, but it still is a durable feel that won't get disgusting and disintegrate after a few uses. It's also precision fit and molded, and it's molded so well that because it was trying to keep the shape of the bed, it was tough to get on the table, as you can probably tell. So it fits right in the bed space with no loose ends or weird gaps. Now, the accessories and tie downs and stuff like that on the bed are all still accessible when this guy is in place, so it doesn't really compromise any of your Gladiator's functionality. If you'd like a soft surface in your bed for what you're transporting, or maybe just to sit in it, I can even see this being used as a really nice solution for tailgating and stuff like that. So as far as construction goes, this whole thing is made from a cushioned anti-skid polypropylene. Now, a lot of times stuff like this will end up fading in the sun, but this is actually UV resistant and it won't fade if you leave it in your bed uncovered. Now, I would suggest a bed cover to go hand in hand with this guy, but even if it happens to get wet, it's designed not to absorb any water and for it to drain right out the back. Just to clarify, I would not recommend letting this thing get pummeled with rain, but you are safe from a reasonable amount of moisture. So the Bedrug liner falls right around the $530 mark. Now that's roughly the same cost as other styles of bed liners like plastic or spray-in, so it doesn't really change much choosing the softer option as far as cost is concerned, and it's really going to come down to your specific needs. Like I said earlier, this is fit to the bed, so you really only have to spend about 15 minutes on dropping it into place, and that's going to be a difficulty of course, 1 out of 3 wrenches. Now, we actually have an XT customer next up, and they're going to show you how easy it is to get this guy in place.
We're going to have to remove the tie-down hooks here, and that takes a Torx bit. And we'll find out here what size it is. It looks to me like a 45 is the correct size Torx bit. And so we'll go ahead and start getting that out. And what I'll do is I'll go ahead and start it with this, and then stop because it is somewhat repetitive kind of thing. And you probably don't want to do that too often. Look down in there, you can see there is Loctite on these bolts, and that is what makes it a little bit of a challenge to get them out. Okay, and now that we have both bed hooks, or both tie downs out, go ahead and set all this off to the side and get ready to start on the actual preparation of the bed. And as I was getting ready to put this together, one thing I found, at least for the Gladiator one, is they already have slots cut out for the hooks, the cargo hooks, the tie downs, so you don't need to actually take those off. So the next step, we'll just put those things back on, and I'm going to zip this together and lay it out. So one of the things I do is I take the part where it goes toward the cab, and I go ahead and install the strips onto the Velcro here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to push it into place here, climb up in the bed, get it all pushed down around the corners, and I'm going to kind of get up here. And once I have that all in place, I'm going to have this kind of tucked in like that, and this tucked in like that, because that's basically where it's going to be going. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach down in here, and I'm going to pull that strip off, and basically I'm going to work the bed liner by pushing that into place first. And then after that, we'll get the top, and they get that secured, and then we're going to work on the actual bed part to get it secured down. And I'm going to take this end and put it through the slot, put it back in, and that should allow that to push the bed liner back up against the bed. Okay, so here we'll go ahead and push that through. Now you see how it's coming through. Now you see how it's coming through back here. And then it's just a matter of getting it back over where we need it to get it bolted back in place. Okay, and so now this is what it looks like when it's tightened up inside of there. Look at it from the outside here, and you still have the hook. It still moves around as much as you're probably going to need. And the front and everything still fits tight up against there like it's supposed to. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and repeat this for the other side, and then we'll be ready to start taking the protective cover off the Velcro and put it all in place. Okay, as we're getting ready to pull the tape off, one of the things I do as I'm getting ready to pull it off is I make sure I'm pushing down here as I take it off and put it in place. Make sure that it's sitting as tight into the bed as possible. Okay, and so here we have the tape started. Notice I'm having it so I'm pulling up on it. As I'm going to put it in, I'm just going to get this first piece put in place, and I'm just basically pushing from inside the bed. And now it's a matter of walking it down as you pull the tape off. So I'm going to have to see if I can get a shot of going this way here. So I'm going to keep pushing down against the bed. Just move the wall. So now the tape on the bed rug. Installed against the bottom as we can get. Just working it way down. So the tape tears. Figure out how to put the tape. Okay, so not the end of the world. Felt like it for about 2 seconds. Okay, and next we're going to go ahead and get this top line, and that's going to basically be the same way. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. After we get the everything pushed back up in the corners here and so on where they need to be. So just make sure those are up there, and then you're going to start your tape. And the most fun part of this is getting a little bit of stuff off there. So we'll get that started and start putting this in place. Okay, one other thing we're going to do here, because you see how loose that is we're going to take one of these little pieces that they give you. We're going to put it right in here to keep that part intact. Okay, so we went ahead and put down the strips on here. Basically what we're going to do is we got to put these down. So we're going to push against this, and we're going to let it kind of fall in place. And there it goes, it comes down. And now we're starting at the tab. And all I do when I do these is I just walk down it. And there, poof, magic, it is, the bottom's in place, and we can start doing the sides. Okay, so we got some pieces over here where the corners I know are going to be loose. And you see we got some Velcro there. And we also had some extra Velcro from when we put the bottom down. So I'm going to use these to cut up to go ahead and get this side down nice and stable. And there you see how it is nice and down there right now. Push that back up. And now we have a nice tight fit right in here. And we'll go ahead and probably add another piece right in here to keep that gap good. So one of the things I like to do is go ahead and cut out the rest of those little extra pieces that I had. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put all of these, in place in different places. Make sure that I have them spread out before we actually go tape anything actually down. So that's what I'm going to do, and then I'll show where I have them and kind of go from there. Okay, so now you see we have everything in place to where we want to put it, and everything's pretty well equally spaced. The critical parts are things such as this corner right here, and for me, the end strip on the bed, right there. We got all that, and now what we're going to do is we're going to start at the front here near the cab, take tape off, and work our way back, just like we did on the cab wall. So what I do when I do these is I start on the bottom one, the lowermost one, and work my back first, and then we'll come back and get the top row. Okay, so we got that bottom row, at least the first 3 of them done here. And now I'm going to go ahead and start on the top row, and we're just going to kind of work it this way, up and down, back and forth, toward the back. Okay, so here we're starting on the second series on the bottom part of the side. And a special note is to go ahead and get that hook in place, and then get this set up around the light before you start pushing things down. So we kind of got it up around the light there, and we'll kind of push it in here like this. Make sure we got it far enough back. It's going to look right, and then we're going to work our way this way this time instead of from the front back. And there we go, we got that. And that light has got a pretty nice tight fit. That'll clean up when we put the top in there. See how it's still got that little bit of gap right there? Well, I'm going to put the top in, stretch it over like that. And also, the beauty of top row is we just go ahead and undo it, and then we can stretch it in there. The main thing that we're doing when we put these pieces in is we're setting the height, and then we can set the actual horizontal location after we got this all on. Okay, and so here's the next tricky part. And what we're going to do with this, because it's kind of tricky, is we're going to start at the bottom and work our way up so that when we come up here to get this in place, this just never quite fits the way you would think of it would in some ideal world. Because when you have it tied up there, you don't necessarily get it all the way down at the bottom, where the bottom will run into interference. Or maybe we'll go ahead and try it from the top and make it work down at the bottom. Yeah, we'll give that a try and I'll show you what happens. Okay, so all in all, doing it that approach by working from the top down didn't turn out too bad. Up here, I just need to kind of tuck it in under the bed rail. And then we'll just kind of push it down, make sure it's in place. As you can see where it kind of leaves this gap down here. And that's just one of the irritants about this, but that's all in all not bad. It's more an OCD problem, I guess, for me. Okay, and so what we're going to do is we're going to start and we're going to do the same thing here on the other side and just kind of work our way down and work our way up, and then we'll get the tailgate. Okay, now for the last part, we will put do the tailgate thing. And basically the tailgate approach is the same as we did before. These pieces of Velcro were actually attached onto here, and you take the backing off and you're going to put them down, and then it's going to go into place. The about the tailgate part, you do have to know, is this part actually goes down in between the tailgate and the bed itself. And then we're just going to put it on. What I do is I like to put it on from the middle and work my way outside. And one of the final things I do is to get this thing nice and tight and even at the top, is I'll go ahead and put the top in place first. And then I'm just going to kind of pull on it right here, like that. And I'm just going to kind of pull and work it down into place so that this right here gets nice and flat and smooth. So I'm just going to kind of do that, work the way across. And there you have it, the final installation, and you have the bed rug in place.
That was the Bedrug Classic Bedliner fitting the 2020 and newer Jeep Gladiator JT. For all things Gladiator, keep it right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.